Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about Kohlberg's theory of moral development. This is one of the most celebrated theory in the world of psychology and child development. This theory talks about how people think what is right and what is wrong as they grow old. So it helps us in understanding how we make decision based on what we believe is right or wrong. So if you put it simply, remember as a child we were told that we should not tell any lies, but as we grow old we sort of decide that okay, where we should lie and where we should tell the truth based on the situation. And also, like in other things also, like how as a child we would casually pluck a flower because it looked pretty, but as we grow older we stop to think about it once, that is it really necessary, or also about other things we try to think that if it is the right thing to do. So before we get into the theory, let's talk more about Kohlberg, the one who propounded this theory. So Lawrence Kohlberg was an influential American psychologist and educator who became famous for his theory of moral development. He was born in Bronxville, New York, and he had a diverse academic career. He also worked for Israeli cause, and he earned his bachelor's degree in 1 year from University of Chicago. He also taught at the same university and then later at Harvard University till his death. So how this theory came into place? So basically, Lawrence Kohlberg got influenced by Yen Piaget's theory of cognitive development and became more interested in children and their moral issue. This same theory also got him his doctoral degree. So we can say that Piaget's theory of cognitive development laid the groundwork for Kohlberg's theory of moral development. So let's first understand what is moral development. So moral development is about learning and absorbing the values, belief and principle that influence our behavior. Here the crucial aspect is it influences our perceptions of moral dilemmas. So moral dilemmas can be defined as a tough situation where we have two options and both have their good and bad sides, but we only have to choose one. So this decision of ours decide our morality. And here we also talk about like how we interact with others. Now moral development is a complex process. It involves cognitive, emotional and social factors. And if we talk about its progression, so as individuals mature, they go through stages of moral development. They reason out their behavior, get a deeper understanding and become consistent about their decision. So before we get into the developmental theory, let's look at the experiment that Kohlberg conducted. So the experiment had 72 white boys from Chicago, and they were from both lower and middle class families. They were aged between 10, 13 and 16. He later added young children, delinquents or juveniles, boys and girls from other American cities and countries after getting some criticism. So getting back to the theory, so here each boy was presented with a moral dilemma called the Heinz dilemma. So if we look at the story, so Heinz is a poor man and his wife was suffering from cancer, and there was only one kind of drug that can save her. A druggist discovered a medicine that could cure her, but he was charging 10 times what the drug cost him to make. Heinz tried to borrow money, but he could only gather half of the price. He requested the druggist to give him the medicine and he'll pay the rest later, but druggist refused because he wanted to make profit. Now Heinz became desperate and broke into the store to steal the drug. Now Kohlberg asked children if Heinz was right in doing so. So children responses form the foundation of Kohlberg's 6-stage theory of moral development. Now let's look at the theory, the 6 stages of moral development. So Kohlberg divided these 6 stages into 3 levels. So the first level is the pre-conventional level. Here this is the most basic level, and here morality is based on self-interest, and people follow rule to avoid punishment. So like how they would do the good thing to get the reward. Now the next level is conventional level, and here morality is based on societal norms, rules, and people follow rule to be seen as a good person and not to maintain the social order. So for example, people would follow traffic rules not because they don't want to get the fine or ticket, but to ensure their and everybody's safety. The last level is the post-conventional level, and here the morality is based on individual principle and universal ethics. People develop internal moral principle, and they can go against the societal norm if they feel they are right. So you might have seen people who protest against unjust law, even if they know that they are going to get punished for it, but they still do it because they know that their cause is more right. So let's look at each level in detail. So the first level, the pre-conventional morality, has two stages. So the first stage talks about the obedience and punishment orientation. So here individual act to avoid punishment, and they obey rule because they don't want to get into the trouble. So the focus is more on action and not on the underlying morality. So when Kohlberg presented the Heinz dilemma, the responses of children were more about like it was wrong of Heinz because it's against the law, or it's bad to steal. Now when Kohlberg asked why is that so, the children responses were more around that you will get the punishment for stealing. So, and some children also said that it is not wrong because Heinz asked for it, and that drug was not something so big. So they see morality as an external thing, and something that big people say or do, but it is still not an internalized concept. Now stage 2 is about individualism and exchange. So here individual at this stage act on their best interest, like what is the most favorable condition for me. So here they also said that it was okay for Heinz to steal, but for druggist it was wrong. Here children also individual also follow rule when they say that okay, it has some benefit, and moral reasoning is also based on like what they can get out of the situation. So if we talk about this level, both the stages talk about punishment, but at stage 1 punishment is for disobedience, and for stage 2 punishment is a risk that you would want to avoid. Now let's move towards the conventional morality, which also has two stages. So stage 3 talks about good interpersonal relationship. So here there is a desire to please other and gain approval. So people should live up to the expectation of family and friends and behave in a good way, because good behavior will lead to good interpersonal feelings like love, trust, care, and empathy. So the responses that Heinz got during this stage were more like Heinz was a good man for saving his wife, and good intention mattered here more, as he would not just sit back and watch his wife die. So these were some of the responses, and the other responses were also like that Heinz motives were good and druggist was bad here. So the blame here fell onto the druggist, contrary to what happened in the pre-conventional morality. Now in stage 4, maintaining the social order, respecting law and fulfilling one's duty to society became more important. So individual get concerned with society as a whole and focus more on obeying law, respecting authority, doing the duty, maintain the social order. So here the responses to the dilemma were more about that Heinz was a good person, but laws are laws. So like what Heinz did was what he had to do, but laws are also supposed to be followed. So we should not break the laws even for a good reason. Otherwise, what will happen if everybody will start to break the law? There will be no social order. So the same thing was also in stage 1, where children said that, Heinz was wrong, but then the reason was superficial. It was just so that he would not get punished. But in stage 4, the social order became the priority. So at this level, individuals are primarily concerned with conforming to social law and expectation, and they want to be good in others' eyes, seek approval and acceptance of their peers and the authority figure. So at this stage, individuals become to internalize social rules and values and have the sense of maintaining the existing social order. Now let's move towards the last level, the post-conventional morality. Here again we have two stages. The fifth stage talks about the social contract and individual right. So moral decisions are based on social contract and democratic processes, and also focus on protecting individual rights and human dignity. So now the children, they begin to question that not all functioning society are the good ones, and they also try to question that what makes the society good. So here, the society that benefits everybody becomes the good society. At this stage, individual also understand that different society will have different values, but they'll all agree to at least two things. That first thing is to give basic rights to everyone, like right to liberty, right to life, and the other one is changing unfair law that can improve the society. So at this stage, life is more important than the property as in the drug. And it was Heinz's wife's life that was more important. So though Heinz was also wrong, but the saving the life was more important. So some children also said that Heinz should get light punishment for this. And they are also like trying to see what society should be like. Now looking at the last stage, universal principles. So here, moral decision based off self-chosen ethical principle. This stage was a theoretical stage, and none of the responses could reach up to it. So here, the Kohlberg believed that there should be a higher stage which defined principle to achieve justice. He looked at people like Kant, Rawls, Mahatma Gandhi or Martin Luther King, who emphasized on fairness and dignity for all. So here Kohlberg said that if all three of them could take each other's place, they would see that saving the life was more important. And then druggists would also, make decisions that could save Heinz's wife's life. So here at these stage, yes. So let's see. So at the highest level of Kohlberg theory, individual move beyond societal norm and convention and have their own sense of morality. They develop their own moral principle and ethical framework. So this stage emphasizes on protection of human rights and social contract that binds the society. Finally, let's look at some of the criticisms and limitations of this theory. So there were several criticisms over the year. The first one was about it being very Western centric. The sample was also very narrow, though 72 was a big number, but narrow in nature, as they were all 72 white boys. So there were a lot of cultural differences. There was also feminist criticism that how girls were not a part of this theory, which were later added. So it was also criticized because it is not, it has a lack of empirical evidence, because other studies, like similar studies, could not replicate the findings. And the next one was that it focuses on the moral reasoning than the actual moral behavior. So in my mind, I can be morally right, but it might not translate into my actions. So the criticisms or critics were also arguing that moral principle may not align with the action in the real world situation. uh, moving forward, let's see some of the implications. So starting with the educational one, so these theory can be used for designing curricula, for teaching method and pedagogy. So teachers can also foster moral reasoning skill at each stage of development um, as they move forward. Now, next one is parental guidance. Parent can also use this theory to provide age-appropriate guidance and support the moral growth in their children. Now, the last one is fostering dialogue. So, this theory can be a great subject when one want to have a really good discussion in using real-world moral dilemmas that can help in individuals' progress through the stage by challenging their current level of reasoning. So, like throughout the story, it would have been clear that how how with good interaction, how with talking to more people and with more experiences, people start to climb the ladder of these stages. So that was all for today. These are some of the references that I have used. The major one that I have used is the last one, that was William Crane's book, The Theories of Development, Chapter 7, Kohlberg Stages of Moral Development. So that was all for today. Thank you so much. I am Avantika Maurya. I am pursuing Masters of Education from Central University of Haryana. Thank you for your time.